Hit the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button.
Mr.D-E back with another one with friends this time. Starting off with my Nina, the comedian.
Hey everybody, Nina Wealthy, aka Nina the comedian.
Yeah. Kicking it with T.
Hey, what's up, y'all?
And my boy Armani.
How you doing? How you doing? How's everyone?
How y'all doing? So yes, we got the motivation y'all today. Let's go ahead and get it started. Everybody gonna pick one, read about two, and let's go from there.
Hit the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button.
We're gonna start with Nina, the comedian.
Alright everyone, so my quote is, what you think about all day is what you end up manifesting. I've recently picked up on manifesting maybe about 3 years ago, very heavy. I understand the power in manifesting. And this quote means a lot to me because it's really in simplest form. What you think about all day is what you end up manifesting. So if you wake up in the morning and you waking up on the wrong side of the bed and you're announcing that, oh God, this is gonna be a horrible day. My day is already shitty. I'm gonna have a bad day. Then that's exactly what you are going to get. You have to be very mindful of the words you say and the things you think because they are very powerful. So they say we only use 20% of our brains, right? What if we use 100% of our brains? What would that look like? What do you think we would need to use 100% of our brain capacity? I think one of the main things to up your percentage of usage of your brain capacity is manifesting. Your words are powerful. Literally, y'all, what you think, what you speak, you are sending it out into the universe and it has no choice but to come back to you tenfold. So be very mindful of what you're saying. I want to give a quick example. Last year, I wasn't working. I had no income. My credit score was about 500. I didn't have a job. I had a job, but I couldn't work in my job, and I needed a new car. But I had picked up on the manifesting, and I'm like, you know, I don't want just any car. Let me see if this manifesting works. So I picked a car, a Lincoln. I said, I want a Lincoln. I want a nice car. I want a durable car. I want leather seats. I want nice rims, you know, all this stuff. But I had no money. I had no credit score. You know what I'm saying? But I looked at it every day. I kept waking up saying, I'm going to get that Lincoln. I already have that Lincoln. I looked pictures of it every day. I did a lot of research on it. And lo and behold, as I was driving off the lot with my Lincoln, it brought tears to my eyes because that solidified for me that manifestation is real. So y'all, be mindful of what you say, whether it's good or bad, that's what you're gonna get.
Anybody want to chime in on anything like that?
Honestly, like that really just, that's a prime example of pretty much just how manifesting can really like do for you. Word of mouth. Understand that the word of mouth is extremely powerful. You have to be able to see, you know, what you will become every day, right? You have to be able to visualize it, right? So that one thing she said, right, you want to go ahead and like, you know, she took a picture of the Lincoln and like, you know, looked at it every single day until she got that car, right? She could see herself driving the car, right? You can see yourself, you know, in that Lincoln driving off, doing what you need to do with your life because you understood that manifestation and just pretty much how to properly visualize your dreams and how that actually works well in your life, right? And it can just happen. It can happen with anybody, right? You have to understand. You just have to see what you will become before you actually achieve it.
Yes. Love it.
Yes, indeed.
Go ahead, Mr. Armani. Tell them one of yours, my friend.
Cool. Let's see. The road to success and the road to failure are exactly the same. Understand behind every successful person is probably has had more failures than any than you could actually realize, right? We always, a prime example that I like to hear is Kobe Bryant, right? He hit, I believe the statistic that I looked up and said, like, 14 game-winning shots, and what was it? He had like 43 misses, right? We always highlight, the fact that he hit 14 game winners. He actually, achieved something, right? The success behind his work actually showed, but we never highlight, the misses, right? We never understood, like, okay, you can't tell me. Someone could probably tell me how many game-winning shots and against what team, right? They can know the entire details about that game because it was so close, right? It was so much pressure and everyone was watching you at that point, right? But you can't tell me, like, what game winners he's missed against what team, what the score was or whatever, right? No one really, like, looks up those statistics because you have to understand, right? People will glorify, the success that you have, but not really understand, the hard work, how many times you failed in order to achieve this, the success one time, right? In order to achieve something one time, in order to actually, like, hit that goal that you've been, manifesting, that you've been striving for, that you've been working towards, right? People will see the result, but not understand that the work that it took behind it to get there, right? So, just honestly, just keep working hard, keep going for it. If it's something that you want out of life, you actually have to work for it. No one ever said it was going to be easy. No one ever said that it was going to be instant gratification, but you understand. But it takes 21 days to build a habit, right? 21 days of consistency, 21 days of doing something over and over again and constantly perfecting that craft and actually achieving that goal. And when you achieve that goal, you move on to the next. You know what I mean? So again, behind every successful person is 10 times the failure. Understand that? All right.
Love it.
Yes.
Just Tiff, go ahead, get one.
So mine says, don't let nobody speak fears to your plans. I think that's very important because a lot of people project their fears into your life and what you have going on. For instance, let's say you want to fill out that position as a general manager, and then your coworker or your friends might say, "They don't fill out that job because I didn't get it, so you ain't gonna get it either." Go for that. Just because they probably had a poor attitude, you know what I'm saying? You are you are your individual. So if that's what you want, strive for it, manifest it, and let's believe you're gonna get it. Don't let nobody speak fears into your plans.
Yes, ma'am.
What she say? Be yourself at all times. Ooh. All right, I'm going ahead and read one for y'all myself now. First one, don't stop until you're proud. Ooh. Don't stop until you're proud. It literally speaks for itself. No matter what you got going on, no matter what you're doing in life, don't stop until you're proud. Don't stop. Don't do it for your mother. Don't do it for your sister. Don't do it for nobody but yourself. You gotta write them goals down. You have to go through your trials and tribulations, because otherwise, nobody gonna do it for you. You can't be that person on that couch being lazy and think that your life is gonna change just because you think it's gonna change. No, you have to really go out there and go do it. No one gonna ever do anything for you. No one ever just gonna give something to you. Especially if you're not like one of those rich people, this and that. And even then, some of those people that just don't give their kids this and give their kids that. You gotta really go out here and work for things. If people don't understand that, like, you really have to work for yourself. You have to. If you don't do it, who's gonna do it for you? Nobody know you. No one out here know you. Right? Go ahead, Auntie Nita. Tell them you're
All right. So my next one says, what you think, you create. What you feel, you attract. What you imagine, you become. So people, they hear, manifesting is starting to blow up. Everybody's starting to say, like, oh, I manifest that. But it's rules, it's rules to the game. You know what I'm saying? You just can't say, I want $1 million. I got $1 million. I have $1 million. And you're going to wake up tomorrow with $1 million in your account. It doesn't work like that. It's levels to this. It's levels to this game. So what you think about, you create. So let's say you just starting out. You know what I'm saying? You want to be a comedian, right? You want to get out there. You think you funny. People tell you funny. You start saying, I want to be a comedian. I'm a comedian. I'm a comedian. So what's going to happen? The universe is going to bring you opportunities to honor what you're saying. So you say you want to be a comedian, right? You don't know any comedians. You don't know nothing about comedians, none of that. You're scrolling through Facebook one day, and they say, hey, we're having an open mic in your neighborhood. Come check us out, live, fresh, new comedians, right? Out of all places, this show is happening in your neighborhood, in your community, right? So that's nothing but the universe giving you an opportunity to try out what you're asking for. You're asking to be a comedian, so it's giving you that opportunity to stand on your word, right? So the next part, what you feel, you attract. So piggybacking off of what I just said, you're feeling like, I want to be a comedian, I want to get involved, I want to do this, and the universe will literally bring things your way. But you have to be mindful, and you have to have your eyes open, and when opportunity knocks, you have to take it. Now understand that may be, the change is fearful, the unknown is fearful, you know what I'm saying? But on the other side of fear is greatness. So you have to take that step off the ledge. You know what I'm saying? Steve Harvey, he makes a great point about jumping off the cliff. He uses an analogy for doing the things that you want to do. You got to jump off the cliff. Who the hell wants to jump off a cliff? That is scary, right? But once you jump off that cliff, you got a parachute on, right? So the parachute is gonna open up. Now it may not open up right away. You may jump off the cliff and you're falling. You hit a couple of rocks here and there on the way down. But I guarantee you, if you stay consistent, before you hit the ground and the water and all the jagged rocks to kill you, that parachute is gonna open. And just like what my man said, 21 days. If you're consistent with something, if you give something 10,000 hours, you become a master of it. Okay? So if it's something you want to do it. Continue to do it. No matter how many people tell you no matter how many roadblocks you have, keep pushing. Because if you keep pushing, if you keep putting the work in, if you keep knocking on that door to the universe, let me in, the universe is going to say, well, damn. This person, they don't have the credentials, but they're consistent. I like consistent. So let me open the door for them. So stay consistent. And then the last part, it says, what you imagine, you become. It kind of did all this backwards, but what you imagine, you become. So if you think you're a failure, then by God, you're going to be a failure. If you think that you are a person that can excel at anything, then damn it, you're going to excel at anything. It's very simple, y'all. Pay attention to your language. Be very vigilant of what you say, what you ask for, and what you speak, because the universe has no choice but to give you exactly what you ask for.
I love it. I spoke about that a little bit in my video. You gotta be positive at all times, even if you don't want to be positive. You gotta learn how to control that mind. If you don't control the mind and control what you're telling yourself, you can't control what's around you. Because you don't know what's around you. You too focused on confusion going in the head.
That's true. Like, you gotta understand, like, you don't want to have a poor mindset, right? When I say poor, I don't necessarily mean your pockets, right? Because a person can get money but still have a poor mindset, right? Mm-hmm. So you have to understand, like, poor stands for passing over opportunities repeatedly. Now, I understand.
Whoa, say that again.
Repeat that one more time.
Oh, that ain't even in the code. Say that again.
There you go. Poor stands for passing over opportunities repeatedly, right? So you gotta understand, right? You don't want to have that poor mindset. You don't want to sit here and, constantly pass over that opportunity that you've been manifesting on, that you've been waiting for. And you gotta understand, right? The doorway to, or the path to your success may not look like what you think it's gonna look like. How you gonna know how to get to success and you ain't never been there before, right? How you gonna know what the road looks like if you ain't never been there before, right? So when you get those opportunities that could actually help you along the way, right? When you actually find those things that can actually help you get to where you need to go, it may not be the route that you envisioned, that you imagined that you were going to take, but you got to understand that opportunity was still there for you. So it's going to be there for you, but you don't want to constantly pass it over, because what you understand is, right, you still say to yourself every day, I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that, but then the universe presents opportunities and you don't take it. Now, understand that manifestation, you're constantly manifesting. That's why these opportunities keep on popping up, right? Is this and is that, and you really just want to go ahead and take advantage of it as soon as possible, because you gotta understand that, you
only live once.
Exactly, man. You only live once. You only get one opportunity in this life. Why not make the best of it, right?
Okay, come to the next section, man. Go on.
Alright, cool.
Knowledge.
Drop.
Ain't this some? Alright.
Wait, what's the meaning of that?
This one says, delete the I'll do it tomorrow attitude from your life.
Woo!
One more time.
Delete the I'll do it tomorrow attitude from your life.
I need to write that one down.
Understand, right? This just boils back into what I was just talking about before. right? Understand that when opportunity presents itself, you need to leap at it, right? You constantly, if you're constantly manifesting that I want this, the universe has no choice but to respect your wishes and present you with the opportunity to get there, right? If you said that I want $1 million, how you gonna sit here and choose how you get to $1 million? You weren't specific enough. I'm sorry. You asked the universe, said, hey, just flat out, I want to be a millionaire. You never asked how you were gonna get to $1 million. Why are you thinking for yourself, right? Why are you sitting here? Because you gotta understand, right? Where has thinking for yourself gotten you this far in life, right? So, successful people follow successful people, right? If you want something, I guarantee you, right, that person ended up taking a risk. They ended up getting into something they never knew anything about, right? They weren't skepticism. They weren't skeptic about it, right? You gotta, what is it? Skepticism is the catalyst for skepticism is the catalyst for missed opportunities. That's what it is. Skepticism is the catalyst for missed opportunities, and you really gotta understand that when you're skeptical about it, you gotta that's nothing but, I think we talked about this earlier, like the devil just doing nothing but telling you, trying to hold you back from greatness, right? You have this opportunity that's presented yourself, and you're naturally gonna be fearful because it's something unknown. So you don't want to sit here and let your fears hold you back. And you don't want to let anyone else's fears hold you back. Back to what she said earlier, right? You don't want to let anyone else's fears of what they cannot do, hold you back from where you need to go. How are you going to sit there and take advice on how to get $1 million from somebody who's living paycheck to paycheck, right? You're sitting here learning how to get $1 million from someone who ain't even made their first million yet. You feel me? So, it's all about, the information that you take in. It's all about who you listen to, not more so, and what you listen to, right? What you listen to, who you listen to, and pretty much
how you apply it.
Exactly. It's not just about knowledge, it's about applied knowledge.
Yes, I love it. Go ahead, tell them that second one. I'm loving it.
So my second one is learn to sit back and observe. Not everything is reaction.
Yes.
Gotta speak.
Yes.
Okay, so my problem used to be reaction first, then think, and I hate doing that because I think that affects my reactions, and I'm glad I can handle that a little bit better and stuff like that. So when you sit back and observe people and how in your surroundings, you really see like who you are around. You know what I mean? Like what type of energy they are, what type of person that they really are. You see their true colors just because of how they react off things. You know what I'm saying? And how they speak on things that you wouldn't even be thinking. You thinking like you're giving the benefit of the doubt. So if you just sit back and observe before I react to things, you will really just know who's around, your energy, how they speak, how they react, just how they think. I feel like that's important as well.
I love it. Like she said.
That's a real good thing. You gotta be mindful of people's energies.
Yeah, exactly. Learn to sit back and observe. Not everything is reaction.
And literally and another thing that I can say that's really telling you, and like he said, it's like who you follow. So when you learn, looking at somebody, you got to realize that that's somewhere I want to be, or that's something I can do, and to the point I want to be on that level. Not to the point I want to be exactly like that person, but you picking and choosing what you can use to make you a better person than what they went through. Because you got to realize you can learn from so many people's failures just by observing them. People tell you so many stories, but are you really listening to the point that they tell you what not to do? So I listen to so many people. I love that because I observe on a different level than so many different people, to the point I read people. I think I really use my mind before I take action, before I really, all right, I'm going to do this. Okay, I'm going to do that. Because like she said, you can do something so fast to the point you be like, dang, why did I just do that? Like she said, I could have did that. I could have went a whole different route about it. I could have even said the better words to the point we wouldn't have been in no type of argument, whatever at all. To the point it could have been just peace, a peace of mind and a peace of whatever you had going on at that time. So, and then I'm gonna read the last for me. It said you didn't come this far to only come this far, and what that's telling you is never stop. Even when you start something, you gotta realize you have to keep going. You can't think that you're gonna get somewhere. You see a little success, and now it's just gonna, I'm there. I got it. You gotta realize things can just fall off just as quick as it built up. If you gotta realize you gotta consistent, like they said, be consistent in everything that you do. You can't just come. You just don't come somewhere and it's just over. Life don't do that. Life it's bads, goods, ups and downs. That's why it is those, because people don't understand. If you don't be consistent, it will fail. It's gonna fail. Man, anybody want to go on for what I said?
And honestly, I think I've seen this quote from Steve Harvey. He just said, look back at every single bad day that you've ever had, right? Understand that if you think about every single bad day that you've ever had, know that your survival rate for every single last one of them bad days is 100%, right? You made it through every single trial, test, or mistake you've learned from or are learning from, right? You're learning from all these different things, right? And you're surviving 100% of the time, right? That means nothing has killed you yet, so at the end of the day, you still have a reason to keep going. There's nothing that God is going to give you that you're not. I don't know about y'all religions or how everyone, but I personally believe in God, right? So there's nothing that God is going to actually give you that is gonna that he think you cannot handle, right? So you have to understand that, you know, whatever you're going through right now, whatever is weighing heavy on your heart, whatever it is, right? Understand that if you are, you know, an entrepreneur, if you are trying to get somewhere in the business world, if you are already, like, you know, striving towards success, understand that, you know, every single bad day, every day that you felt like giving up, every day that you felt like, you know, that you don't know if you can do this anymore, every day that you thought about, right? Someone who's at the level that you want has also had that bad day, and has also probably had it worse, and they made it through, right? So what makes you any different? You're not any different from the most successful person in the world. You're just as special, just as unique, just as talented as that person as you could be. The only thing is they've exposed themselves to more knowledge than you, right? So they were more open to, like, you know, they've actually learned from their mistakes a little bit quicker. Not to say that you won't, but it's all about, are you going to listen to it and are you going to apply it? Are you going to stay consistent? And pretty much, are you going to, you know, make something out of it?
Be who you want to be. Only you can be that person if you don't strive for it. Go ahead, Miss T. I see you got something else to say too.
I was saying, when you say, it was like, keep going, don't stop. Basically, like, don't get too comfortable either. You know, like you were saying earlier, don't get too comfortable, just keep going, because if you get too comfortable, like, I was watching 85 South Show, and he was saying, I think who was on there? I watch a lot of them. But they do podcasts, you know, I'm into that, and they be speaking real facts on there, and he was basically saying that, like, Lil Baby, he keeps going with his music, he don't stop, like, he keep grinding, won't get too comfortable, because he know he gotta keep making that bread, he gotta keep going with that success, it don't stop right there, like, that one hit, that's not it.
Don't be that one hit wonder.
Don't be that one hit wonder.
You gotta keep pushing it out.
Exactly.
And I wanted to piggyback off of what you said about bad days. You know, like, it's all in your mind frame. And, it's all in your mind frame. And it's all about how you look at things. So, you're having a bad day, or you're in a messed up situation. You know, some bad things happen to you. Try to look at it a different way. It's not bad, because you learn something from this. Any bad experience you go through, you learn, like, okay, I know not to touch that again. You know, you a kid, you touch the fire, they tell you don't touch it. You touch it anyway. You burn your finger. You learn next time, like, I know not to touch that fire again. And it's the same way, for real. It's the same way when you're an adult. You know what I'm saying? When you're a teenager, whatever the case may be. A bad experience is nothing but a lesson learned. It's a learning lesson. So when you go through bad things, don't look at it as bad. Look at it as God or the universe or whatever your religion is somebody that's telling you, hey, this is a learning curve for you. Hey, this is something that you need to take heed to and to pay attention to, so you know when this situation happens again that you won't, you know, mess up. And then I also want to piggyback off of what you said about I forget. Come back to me. I remember. Come back to me.
Take losses as lessons, They're not losses, they're lessons, right? So it's not about losing. It's more so how you learn from your mistakes.
Yes, now y'all see Motivation Time with Mr.D-E and friends today. Nina, go ahead and check yourself out. Nina the comedian. Y'all check out on all her social medias.
All right, y'all. Yeah, check me out, Nina the comedian, on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Please like, subscribe, watch the videos. Leave me some feedback. Let me know what y'all think. But you can find me on all social platforms under Nina the comedian. Peace, y'all.
Go ahead, Armani. You go ahead.
Alright, how y'all doing? Y'all can find me on Facebook, Armani Scott. It's gonna be my name, honestly. And then on Instagram at a.millie.scott.
I'm gonna have it in the description for y'all. I got y'all. Go ahead, kicking it with Miss. Kicking it with T.
Y'all can find me on Instagram, Kicking It With T, and on Facebook, Tiffany Ledley. And you can also hear me on Apple, Spotify, podcasting, and also Google.
Check her
Yeah.
out. Mr.D-E. With another one, y'all. Like I say, you never know when y'all gonna see me again. But catch y'all later.
Peace.
Hit that
Yes,
mic.
sir.
Also, don't forget to check out the descriptions for more information on my guests and other things that I have in store. Get ready.